We are all familiar with the sensation of being frightened when faced with an apparent threat. We are afraid before a crucial exam, or job interview, or a stranger on the street. The outcome of a medical test worries us. It is challenging to picture life without any risk, uncertainty, danger, or threat, and in a condition of constant serenity and security. Fear and worry are normal human emotions, and are frequently helpful. Fear alerts us to a potential threat, such as when we notice the automobile sliding on slick or rainy roads. Anxiety might spur someone to take extra safety precautions when traveling to an unknown location, or to be more prepared for a crucial business meeting. Whether you find it difficult to approach new people at work or you're afraid to go out with friends and meet new people. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can get over your social anxiety and have a full, anxiety-free life in a variety of ways. You'll discover 7 tips in this video to help you get over your social anxiety. Normal fear or even shyness is temporary and hardly or not at all affects us afterwards. Social anxiety, on the other hand, is a complex emotional state that lasts much longer and can manifest itself in a variety of ways. Some common signs are stress or sadness in social situations, having panic or anxiety attacks, and avoiding social situations altogether. If you're not sure if you have social anxiety, you should do a self-test or talk to a mental health professional. In this video we will talk about how you can do a self-test. It should encourage you to know that you are not alone. Social anxiety is incredibly common. And with the right tools and support, you can overcome it too. Let's get started. We know that regular physical training, for example, makes our body stronger and more resilient. The same applies to our spirit or mind. We can become emotionally and psychologically stronger if we regularly engage our minds to achieve the desired outcome, our freedom from social anxiety. Strengthen your mental fitness. Here are some pointers for getting going. 1. Recognize your social phobia. Keep a log of everything that occurs, and note any triggers you notice in yourself. 2. Try to find as many good experiences as you can. You can teach your brain to be less sensitive to triggers, like scary movies and speaking in front of others, by exposing yourself to new people and situations. 3. Recognize your early assault warning symptoms, so you may act quickly. For instance, if you experience anxiety before a date, try deep breathing exercises, and limit your caffeine intake in the days leading up to the date. 4. Avoid letting social media define your identity. There is a great social anxiety test that can help you determine if you have social anxiety and what level it is. Here are 7 signs of social anxiety. Ask yourself if the following apply to you. 1. Nervousness in social situations. 2. Fear of being evaluated and judged. 3. Fear of embarrassment. 4. Avoidance of social situations. 5. Sweating. 6. Increased heart rate. And 7. Having a panic attack. If you identify with at least one of these issues, it may be time to seek professional help. Self-hypnosis and dynamic meditation techniques can help you change the conversations in your head and the images you project, as you think about what could happen. By applying mental probes at a deep level of the mind, communication is opened between the conscious and unconscious parts of the mind. This allows you to program yourself to different results. The brain believes what it sees. And because you can't distinguish between reality and imagination, using visualization can make a big difference in your world when it comes to learning how to overcome social anxiety. Understand what your social anxiety is, and what the symptoms are. That way, you can be more aware when you're feeling anxious, and take action to deal with it. Talk to someone who understands you. Talking to someone who has been through this before, or who knows a lot about mental health, can be very helpful. They can offer support and advice. Find a support group. One of the best ways to overcome your own fear is to learn how others have successfully done so. There are often groups for people with social anxiety that can provide a safe and supportive environment. Practice interacting with others in a group on your own terms. Many times we otherwise avoid interaction altogether, but this only makes things worse and leads us back into isolation, which leads us back into social anxiety. Group exercises will help you keep your fears in focus. To do sports. Exercise releases endorphins, which have a mood-enhancing effect. Just 30 minutes of moderate exercise 3 times a week can make a big difference. Challenge your negative thoughts. It is best to ask yourself the following questions in the first few moments. What do you think is the worst possible outcome in this situation? What's my what if thinking? In this anxious situation, for example, what if my head goes blank? What if I have a heart attack? What if I have a panic attack? What do I think the negative consequences for me in this situation? How do I feel about the likelihood and severity of a threat to myself or others in this situation? If you answer these questions, you will quickly realize and probably more easily implement that there is no reason why you are in an anxiety situation. Constantly focus on positive things in your life, and keep imagining that you've already overcome your social anxiety. Talk to yourself in the present, as if the healing of your social anxiety had already taken place. Feel great and confident. Never question these positive thoughts. This is a technique from NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and it can be very effective. Education is key when it comes to managing your social anxiety. You can find a tip for a help book at the end of this video. As you can see, there are many ways to deal with social anxiety and live a happy, fulfilling life. Your life can always be changed for the better, if you seek a solution and act accordingly. Remember, there is no shame in being afraid. We are all human. Acknowledging that you suffer from social anxiety, and that it's normal to feel this way is the right way to go. Don't try to hide or downplay it. Accepting it is an important part of overcoming it. Remember, just because you don't like socializing doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Some people are just naturally introverted, and there's nothing wrong with that. Learn the signs of social anxiety. When did you feel the first signs? Once you know what to look for, you can begin to recognize the signs of social anxiety in yourself. This includes things like avoiding eye contact, sweating, or feeling nauseous around other people. Also pay attention to how often these things appear and on what events. Avoid triggers. Once you know what your typical triggers are, try to avoid them as much as possible. If large crowds make you anxious, try to avoid them altogether or go to them with a friend. You will learn to deal with it. Take a deep breath, and relax. Deep breathing helps lower your heart rate and bring oxygen to your brain, which helps calm you down. Before socializing or saying anything, take 5 deep breaths each time. Stand tall. Raise your head slightly. People who stand up tend to appear more confident, which makes a positive impression on others, and makes interactions easier and less nerve-wracking. You just feel better. Practice small talk with someone close to you. This will help boost your confidence as it will make socializing seem less daunting. Focus on being happy now. The Anxiety and Worry Workbook by David A. Clark and Aaron T. Beck is a great resource for those struggling with social anxiety. This book offers specific tips and strategies on how to overcome social anxiety and live a more fulfilling life. You can start using the instructions in this book on your own, or you can use it with a therapist. Some of the topics covered include recognizing the signs of social anxiety, understanding how social phobia develops, and learning how to challenge anxious thoughts. A focus of the book is cognitive therapy, a scientifically supported method of treating agitation and anxiety that is said to be effective in about 60 to 80% of people with anxiety disorders. This book is definitely worth checking out. Thank you for watching.